Warriors Unite! Back with another one episode of Figure Warriors 2. Yo. It's your boy Chad, back here, back on Angel Time. Fellas, what is going on, fellas? It's your man, the shaved Lion King. That's right. Feeling like a stack of a million. Retain gang, what's up? What's poppin'? Retain gang, yo. Oh, none of the soul, none of the chosen one, none of the greatest, none of the you know what, none of the yo, let's fucking go. Let's go! Semen retention in the house. That's right, mother effers. 14 months on SR semen retention. That's it. Yeah. Anyone want to step? Come on, guys. Come on. Who's going to step up? Come on. Who wants to outshine me? I know there's a few. A handful of retainers on YouTube that are retaining past 14 months on a streak. I know there's a handful that are putting themselves out there. I know that there are some mystic legends hiding in the woods, hiding on a mountain, hiding under the surface of the ocean that are retaining for a lot longer than 2 or 3 years. They're just not going on YouTube and sharing their, dirty laundry. Whereas me, I have no shame. I'm just going to do it for you. But today I want to talk about a couple of things, actually. But the first thing I want to talk about is your value on semen retention. So always increasing your value and understanding what you're worth on semen retention. The other thing is never lowering your value now that you're on semen retention and you're on this streak. You know, guys, I cater my I was going to say my music. I cater my content on semen retention towards people that are past that kind of 2-week struggling period. If you are still in the Kuma kind of frequency and, you struggle to get past maybe 3 days or a week without, grinding your nuts, without, playing with your chicken tender and dipping it in some aioli sauce, that's all right. There's plenty of other content creators out there that you can check out. And they also join you on that same frequency as well. But on semen retention, we're going for that long streak. That's right. We're going for the marathon. That's right. It's going to go on forever, boys. I'm not going to stop. I'm literally just going to be programmed inside your brain saying, keep holding on to that seed, brother. Keep holding on to that seed, okay? Yeah, so that's what I do, okay? I'm motivating you for the long haul. I'm motivating you to the nth degree, son, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to go out into the world doing your things, keeping on your toes, staying on your purpose, keep your technique up, keep working on your health, get your sleep going, get your water. Speaking of water, I loves my water. I got to be the best, It's part of our everyday lives. Oh, pure water is just so good for you guys. Don't drink any of that stuff out of the tap. The water out of the tap is very hard to drink. But that isn't what you want to be drinking. You want to be drinking right water. Your sleep, your diet, all that kind of stuff. Look, guys, I'm going to say something really controversial. I ate a pizza last night. Yep, that's right. I had pizza. I had a takeaway pizza last night. I ate pizza. Yep. See, this is the thing, is that when you're increasing your value, you're increasing your standards, that new low point. Oh, I ate a takeaway pizza. I spent $17.50 on a pizza. Pardon me. That I could have just made at home the next day and waited. I could have fasted throughout the night, but I didn't. I was a bit greedy. Sorry. And anyway, so what happened was that I had to lower my standards I lowered my frequency for that pizza, for that you just heard before, that came out of my bum bum. That was not really worth it. But hey, at the end of the day, this this is Semen Retention, and we're riding the bull run. We're riding the bull run to the top, and it still has to dip down. You know, sometimes the bull, whilst the bull's on a run, just has to, you know, find a cow and just be like, and then keep the bull run going. Like, that's the thing. That's what happens. But I've been on a 14-month streak. I've continued this bull run up. Have I had some slip-ups? Yep. What are the slip-ups in my way? I've had wet night occurrences. You know, that I'm talking about, the stuff in your sleep that happens, you know, when you release some of that sweet music out of your other mouth. So that's the thing, is that it's like you can't control some of those things. However, I do want to say, as a quick point, I think I've discovered a common occurrence in every single time I've had a nocturnal emission. So what it is that every time I've had one of those, I've actually been eating food, hot food with garlic in it. So pizza has cheese and garlic in it, and it's hot. If you have that in your stomach, the garlic and the warm kind of food. I had the pizza late last night. I had a gig, and then I came back from my gig and I ordered the pizza, and I went and picked it up. And I ate it straight away, like whilst I was driving, because I was like, I'm not eating this cold. So basically, that's what happened. And then last time I had one of those things happened, I also ate like a curry or something late at night. Sorry, this is the pizza talking. Oh, that's just off. That's the lactose intolerance kind of stuff. Anyway, so what happens is this video is so unhinged today, but you guys are here for it, so thank you for sticking around. But we're going to talk about the value, right? So, you know, this whole kind of like standards keep rising up, okay? And for me, what I realized is that like my value, as far as like how much I'm willing to do things for, what I'm willing to, you know, put out there as far as like, you know, my costs, my pricings and all that kind of stuff. I realized that in my actual kind of, you know, day-to-day life where like I'm earning money, like for my music, that's where I present myself very professionally. Semen Retention is a bit of a show. It's a bit of like it's a bit of a comedy channel. It's about semen retention. It's about self-improvement, but I don't take myself too seriously. I mean, I've literally farted like 5 times within the last like 8 minutes on camera. So like, where else are you going to see that? I'm not getting paid for this, okay? So what happens is, yeah, when we're talking about this, like, you know, increasing your value, I was thinking about it because basically I realized that like I get a lot of kind of like inquiries, okay? So sometimes people will pass on me to someone because they want like a musician to play a gig, or they want a musician to teach their children or them how to play an instrument. And I'm always getting referred to, which is great. I think it's great to have a reputation that's professional, people throwing your name out there because you've earned this professional kind of thing. And it's taken me about 11 years to get to that point of like, you know, just being a constantly relied upon musician. So what I've realized is that reputation is great. So therefore my value needs to kind of meet my reputation. So what I do is, like straight off the bat, I had some inquiries this week. You know, I told the parent on the phone, I was like, this is how much I charge. She's like, oh, could I please have a discount lesson? Because like, you know, like a trial lesson, trial my kid, see if he like you. and I get discount on lesson. It's like, sorry, Mrs. Bing Tang, but I don't give discount lessons. If you like the lesson, then you're getting a lot of value for your money. And if you don't like the lesson, I'm still giving you the value for your money, but you're just not going to come back, okay? I don't give discounted lessons because A, when you lower your value, this is what happens. Let's say you've got two choices, okay? You can lower your value and give the same amount of value as you would if you didn't lower your value. So let's say at $100, I give $100 worth of effort and I earn $100. But when you lower your value, so for example, if I lower my value for the amount of money I'm going to earn, so I lower that $100 down to $50, but I'm still giving $100 worth of value, then I have lowered an aspect of my value. And what happens is that I am not earning as much money as I should be, okay? And you never want to be in that position. So what happens if you do the reverse? What happens if you go $100 and you give $50 worth of value? Well, you are still lowering your value because what's going to happen is you're going to give half of what you are actually valued at, and you are going to present yourself as a service or a product that isn't worth the money. And what's going to happen is you're not going to have that reputation. You're not going to get that word of mouth. You're not going to get those new connections. And when you're on semen retention, that is going to keep your high value up in both aspects, okay? And then when people understand, I'm going to give you $100, so then you can give me $100 of your value. Therefore, I feel good because you are giving me your full value of your service or your product, okay? And on semen retention, you can't lower your value. I'm telling you, there is something energetically within you that says to you, I can't do this. I can't lower my value, okay? I would rather just sit at home, clean up my house, make some food for the week, do some gardening, play some music, write some tunes, watch some videos, anything else, then do some work at a lower value, okay? There's some jobs that I used to do in the past. I used to do like sports refereeing or umpiring. It's umpiring here in Australia. We have a game called Australian Rules Football, and it's like it's like the American NFL mixed with like soccer. And basketball. Anyway, so I was one of those guys that everyone hates, the guy with the whistle that does all the decision making. And, I'd get paid for it, decent amount of fitness done on the day, but to be honest, it was always a bit of a drag. And the money really wasn't that good. So recently I've been a bit strapped for cash. I still am pretty strapped for cash, but I'm stubborn at the moment. I'm stubborn. The reason why I'm stubborn is I know what a frequency is, and I know when frequencies are unable to be elevated, okay? Sometimes you're just within an environment that is too low vibrational, like all the factors within the environment are way too low vibrational that you can't actually elevate the vibration. Now, let me give you an example of when you can elevate the vibration. So with my teaching, I have one student. Okay, we had a lesson this week and he didn't really do that well. So I said to the mum, I was like, look, you know what? We need to move him into a different room so he can focus on his music with me. I don't want any distractions of the family and all that kind of stuff happening. He shouldn't be sitting on the couch and slouched back on the couch whilst he's learning his music. He should be sitting on a chair with his back straight, learning music from me. Okay, so what happens is that he's going to have his lesson next time, and the frequency of that environment is now going to be heightened. He's going to learn more. He's going to be more engaged, more awake, and he's not going to be distracted. So that is when you can elevate the frequency of your working environment. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen when you work for someone else. So when you work for someone else, usually it's some old Kuma that's like, oh yeah, but that's not how we do it. You've got to right click on the file, and then you got to go down there and press copy, and then you've got to click on this open folder part, and then you got to go into that folder and right click and press paste. It's like, no, dude, I can literally just click it, press Control C, go to that section, press Control V, and it's done. It's like, no. You're not following the process. There's a process. It's like, that's literally majority of your employees. They're cooked Kumas with old, fried brains, okay? So, unfortunately, in some circumstances, you just won't be able to elevate the vibration of your workspace. So that's when you got to start thinking about like really becoming an entrepreneur, really figuring it out. What is the services you can provide? Is it guitar lessons? Is it repairs? Yesterday, I bought a speaker off a electronic repairsman, and he's built his own business from just literally like any electronic, like for example, like this, okay? This speaker, he would just open it up, do some electronic sort of, wizardry and fix it. Sometimes a job will cost him $5. Sometimes a job will cost him $7,000. Sometimes a job will cost him $200. Sometimes $300. Sometimes $3D dollars. So the whole point is that it is always going to be just like a random kind of thing, but he's working for himself. He's working on his craft. He's working on the skill that he's good at. And therefore, he like me, Semen Retention, he's got that reputation. He's got that reputation as being known as the electronics dude. He is the guy, Mr. Fix-It. He's fixing all the electronics in the neighborhood, He'll be probably fixing, robotic girlfriends in like 20 years. It's like, dude, my robotic girlfriend's jaw's broken. It's kind of like this at the moment. I think, like the springs are like busted in her jaw, but I don't know. I think it might have just been like, I don't know. I think I was like, I was just trying to like do a funny video where I put like a corn in her mouth or something like that. Yeah. That's how it broke. But, so that's what he's doing. He's fixing electronics. He's got that reputation, and he's value. He knows his value. I'm happy to do a cheap job. I'm not always charging $100 and stuff. Oh, you want a lesson for $30? Cool. Come to my house, and I'll give you 30 minutes. And I'm going to be wearing my Ugg boots. I'm going to be wearing my tracksuit pants that I literally wash like every 2 weeks. Around the house. I might even fart a couple of times in the lesson because I'm just, I'm a little bit, I'm just feeling a little bit like intolerant. It's the lactose. What can I say? Anyways, so that's the whole thing, okay? Never lower your value on Semen Retention. Always. You're not going to lower your value on Semen Retention. If you're truly on a long streak, you're not going to lower your value. You'll understand what you're worth. You'll get to a point where you're like, wait, why am I working for this dickhead? Why am I working for this fucking clown? This guy's a fucking loser. Why the fuck would I work for this fucking moron? Okay? So, thank you so much for watching Semen Retention. Have a great weekend. Like, comment, subscribe if you would like to. I don't care. You can continue watching my videos without liking any of it. I just know that you're probably a Kuma. Bye-bye.